Good morning. Hi there. Welcome to Tuesday Talks with Jen. I'm Jen. Okay. And I don't know, we're still kind of getting used to it. This is just week 3. And so that's just our third Tuesday. So people aren't quite used to it yet, but that's okay. And why I started this is because I wanted to keep up with y'all. I know sometimes things get really busy around the shop, and not necessarily, people coming in or anything, but there's so much back end work and stuff like that, and shows and things. Tuesday's a day that I'm usually always in the shop. And so I thought that would be a good time for me to kind of touch base with y'all and tell you what's going on, what's coming up, our kind of notion and fabric things that we're having fun with and thinking about this week. And then to answer a question, or if I don't really get an ongoing question, kind of a tip. And so what the focus is this month is getting your projects done and scrappy quilting. So it's all about those scraps. About those scraps. So anyway, in case you are new, and I'm going to get all the updating stuff done at the beginning, and then we'll do the tip and question at the end so we can have a conversation, and then I don't have to go, oh yeah, I'm supposed to talk about this. All right, we'll do that. So, and nobody's really here, and that's okay. Y'all can watch it on the repeat. But ways that you can purchase from me. We are a full quilt shop, in-store quilt shop, brick and mortar. We have an online site, and we also now have an app that you can get through Google Play or Apple Store. So you can look for us there. It's Threaded Lines. You can put Threaded Lines Quilt Shop or whatever, and it'll pop up. And I usually post a QR code here and there, and in emails and things like that. So now the big news. Good morning, Michelle. So I've updated our hours, if no one has noticed. Our normal store hours are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're closed on Thursdays from 11 to 5. And we have now added Saturdays. We are open on Saturdays from 10 to 2. So all those people that work during the week, we now are going to be open. That's the big exciting news. Yay! We're open on Saturdays, 10 to 2. All right. So that's the big news of the week, really. That's the big one. So what I've got on my list, and I have to keep a list because I will forget and go off on tangents, is our notions. And I let Donna and Carol pick the notions and fabric this week. And it's always kind of interesting because what they tend to pick are things that they are working with. And, well, of course, right? They're working with it. And then also the new and shiny thing that came in. So for notions, Donna's been doing these cute little iPhone or phone case bags. And she has been using these awesome, very colorful, I'm going to let those stick together, magnetic snaps from Sassafras Lane. And we stock all of their colors, but this is just a fun, bright yellow. And they are very strong. So it snaps together and wow. Not that you can't get it out, but I don't have the benefit of having the interfacing around it. So these are a little bit bigger than what you would use on clothing, but great for handbags and stuff like that. So I think we've got about 15 or 16 colors. They're really good magnets. Like I said, they're tight, very tight. And they come packaged with a little protective coating. So those bright colors stay nice and safe and don't get scratched up. Good morning, Becky. And so this is the notion of the week. Great when making bags and stuff like that. These beautiful little snaps. They are not sew in. getting tripped over my words. What you do is you use a little extra interfacing, a little extra batting, and you cut little slits in them, and then you stick these prongs through the slits and then open them up, and they hold nice and tight. I've been using them on my bags for 4 years and they still hold up. So that's the notion of the week. And for all my Texas gals, hey y'all. This is what Donna and Carol are dying for. They absolutely adore this. So it's got that shape of the Texas with all these little flowers and everything. And it's, hey y'all. So not necessarily a fabric, it's a panel, but still, this is part of the Hey Y'all line. And the collection itself, I know, it is funny. The collection itself is not just Texas focused. The panel is kind of Texas focused on that side, on Texas focused. And there are a couple, I think 3 fabrics that have the shape of Texas on it. But the rest of it isn't necessarily just Texas. It's got the cacti, it's got the more deserty type flowers and stuff like that. So it's got all the flowers that you see on this panel, but it doesn't have the Texas shape. Some of the fabrics do. So anyway, that is the fabric of the week. I'm gonna set that over there so I don't bump it on the floor. All right, so that was the notion and the fabric. Now, upcoming fabrics this month. So on the way, Ombre Galaxy is on the way. I got notice last night, so that will probably be here, gosh, the end of this week. So Ombre Galaxy, which is really kind of cool. It's got all the little gold and silver stars all over it. It's really nice. And then Workshop by Libs Elliott is on its way. They sent it to the wrong address, unfortunately, so I'm having to fix that, but we'll be getting that in probably about a week. Tiny Beasts and Tiny Dots and Stripes. So I'm sure everyone has heard what's going on with that. The latest word is that they will begin shipping out mid-May to the later end of the mid-May. So what that means and how Free Spirit sends, they start on the West Coast and go to the East Coast. So they determine that everyone gets it around the same time when they do that. I didn't know that it was changing. That's weird. I'm not sure why that is. Becky asked, is the wall hanging behind me changing? I didn't know that it was. That is odd. Very odd. Huh, I don't see it. I'll have to watch the video and see what you're talking about. So anyway, back to Tiny Beasts. It seems to be blinking. I'm sorry, I have no idea. That's odd. So we'll get it this month. I'm pretty sure it might be the end of the month. We have a few more left of that line, not a whole lot, but so anyway, that's coming. And then Deco Glow. Now Deco Glow, I'm not super sure of. I haven't gotten a notice on it yet, and things tend to be a little bit delayed, but I think that it's gonna be, Andover's been pretty good about it. So I think that we're gonna be getting that the very end of May, possibly very early June, but it's coming. That's probably going to be one of the next things. So that's what's coming this month. And upcoming events. The next live event is May 21st. And I'll have to give you more details next week. I'm kind of formulating that one. That's interesting that it's blinking. I'm going to have to watch the video when we get done. And then after that, this is my big once a year quilt and sample sale. So not all the quilts are going to be what our samples were. Donna and Carol are going to be, and maybe a couple of other of my customers are going to be selling their quilts. and we're going to be selling our samples. So that is on June 4th. We are going to have a quilt and sample sale going on. That's going to be both online and in store. We're going to put these quilts on our website, and we're going to do a live event with that. And yeah, so we're going to have basically a big quilt sale. So that's going to be on June 4th. We'll set up an event, and we'll post some we'll start posting some of the quilts that are going to be on sale and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. All right, that's it. That's all the updating I have to give you. Big news being we're open on Saturday. That's the big one this time. Now, the question, I really didn't get a question of the day this time. I more talked to Carol, and Carol is our scrappy queen here. She makes a ton of quilts with scraps. Oh gosh, I meant to grab something. I don't have anyone here. Oh, instead of me leaving y'all blank, I'm going to let y'all walk with me. I wanted to show this. Hopefully you don't get too nauseous, and then we'll go back. We have to go all the way out in the shop. All right. You gotta love the rainbow wall. Sorry, I always get really excited about that. Okay, now we're going back. It's better lighting out here in the front. Happy Tuesday, Cindy. Okay. Back City. All right, so we talked about, and if you got the email yesterday, you'll know a little bit about what I'm going to talk about. This is what I wanted to show you. I did these triangles, and I just did kind of a strip. I took all different sizes, so you'll see they're not matchy-matchy and they don't match up and stuff like that. And I did this for a quilt that I was working on, oh my gosh, like 5 or 6 years ago. Because, you know, everybody wants to do the king size quilt to fit on their bed, right? Well, this was one of the ones that I was going to do, like a scrappy triangle with gray background, you know, whatever. So when we were moving and I had to move everything out, I brought all of these little triangles that I had done and gave them to Carol, and I said, just do things with it. Well, she made this little hexagon, or I think Donna sewed the hexagon together, and they were going to do a lot of hexagons and piece them together, which is cool. But we said, for just a quick little project, why don't we put, you can hear it, we've got that silver heat stuff in it, and we made this like a hot pad. And this took all of like 15 minutes to do, and it is absolutely adorable. It's a little on the small side, but you could use it either as a coaster or, you know, putting a small pot on. So super cute, super fast. This is something that you can do with your scraps. So that's one of the things. But what we want to talk about is color. Carol said how she does all of her scraps. And she, like I said, she is color queen. She takes those Ziploc bags, those large Ziploc bags, and she'll put all of her scraps in black and gray, because she doesn't do a lot of gray. But if you have a lot of a color, then you trivet. Thank you, Becky. Totally was not thinking about that. Hi, Patricia. So she doesn't do a lot of gray, but if you have a lot of a color, then make a bag for that color. So she does black and gray, white and creams. Then she starts like the rainbow, right? So the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And she keeps them divided up by color. Then when she finds a project that she wants to do, she gets those colors out. Then she takes some out and she starts working with the shades and what she likes. And whatever doesn't make the shade that she thinks she likes, she puts it back in the bag and puts it away. Then she starts piecing things together, cutting and piecing them together, and keeping any scraps that she doesn't need in case she needs to add some to the project. That's how she does and works with color with scraps. That way it stays all together, it stays nice and neat. You're not overwhelmed dumping a big bucket of scraps out on the table. And kind of fun, right? Sorting, I don't know if you're OCD like me, sorting's kind of the fun part. And then my take on working with color. When you lay out a quilt, and I'm a big believer of, I'll cut all my pieces and I'll lay them out as big as the quilt is going to be or as small as the project is going to be. I'll lay them all out before I start sewing them together, unless it's a very, this is exactly what needs to be done kind of quilt. So even the interwoven, I didn't do it, and then I made a mistake and I should have. So I lay everything out and I snap a picture with my camera, like old camera. No, I take a picture with my camera, and then I go into edit and I throw it into black and white. And the reason why I throw it into black and white is it will give you the true shades that your colors are, and it will let you know if you've got spots that are too dark or spots that are too light, because you don't want all of your light in one corner and all of your dark in another color. You want to make sure that they're spread out and it kind of looks balanced and even. I put this in the email that I sent out last night, and it's got pictures so you can see what I'm talking about. But rather than get caught up on the scientific aspects of colors and, you know, what truly goes together across the wheel and stuff like that, in scrappy quilting, I don't necessarily think that that's important. What's important with scrappy is that you keep it loose and natural and fun. That's what I love about scrappy quilting. It doesn't have to have any rules. You can do whatever you want, right? Purple and red looks great together. Why not? I actually, when I did wedding invitations, I had several people, I think back in, when did I do that? The early 2000s, that purple and red were wedding colors. So just put it all together. It looks cute. It looks very cute, no matter how you do it. So, but I do think in shading, if you have lumps of dark or lumps of light, or all of it's just one shade, your eye, when it's in color, will go to one of those areas over another. And what you want to do is balance it so that your eye travels all over the quilt, and that's more pleasing to everyone. So, all right, that is my tip for you today. And that information, and also if you're not signed up for my email, you also can get it on the inspirations part of the website and the app. If you look at the very, very top of the screen on my website, you'll see it's, I forget what, about us, contact us, and then something that says inspirations. And when you click on inspiration, that's all basically my blog posts, right? And that's where I give you free patterns. So there's a free pattern that you can get in the email and on the website. It's art gallery table runner that they put out, and it's X's and O's, and it's all half square triangles. So this is a great scrappy project to do. And I thought you might think that it was a cute little table runner, and that's a free pattern. You can just download it. Art Gallery gives really awesome free patterns. So unless you have any questions, that's all I have for you this morning. That's our talk. I'll give it a couple seconds to see if anybody has any questions. So is anybody working with their scraps now? I think that hopefully you're starting to get a little tempted to start pulling those scraps out and get some stuff done. There is a benefit. I think what we're going to do, not yet, still collecting them. Not enough scraps. You don't have to have many to make a little trivet. All right, guys, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Enjoy. And I love having this time with y'all. I feel like it's special because I'm here by myself. There's nobody here. We're having, you know, just a cup of coffee and relaxing. And I really enjoy this. I'm very excited about it. I really, truly like doing this for y'all. So anyway, all right, y'all have a beautiful day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye. Happy sewing.